Dear brothers and sisters, today we dive into one of the most powerful and shocking visions ever conveyed by a medieval mystic, Saint Hildegard of Bingen. Perhaps you've heard of her as a great spiritual figure, but few truly know the depth of her revelations. Today, we will take you through her vision of hell, a mystical experience that leaves no room for indifference. Have you ever wondered what happens after death? What are the consequences of our choices here on earth? Well, get ready, because what you hear today may change the way you see life and your relationship with God. Stay with us until the end, for these words are a call for every soul seeking the truth. We're not just talking about fear and punishment. There is so much more. And if you have the courage to listen, you might even find unexpected hope amidst the darkness. Before we delve into her vision, it is essential to know who Saint Hildegard was. Born in 1098 in Germany, Hildegard of Bingen is one of the most influential figures in the history of the Catholic Church. She was not only a saint, but also one of the first great women to distinguish herself as a theologian, musician, naturalist, and visionary. Her visions have left an indelible mark on the history of Christian spirituality. Known as the Sibyl of the Rhine, Hildegard had an extraordinary gift, communicating directly with God through deep and powerful visions. In the 12th century, a time of great change and conflict, God chose her to reveal the urgent message of redemption and mercy. In one of her most famous visions, Saint Hildegard offers us a haunting and sublime glimpse of what it means to be lost in the darkness of hell. But it is not just a tale to instill fear, it is a call to conversion, an invitation to reflect on our eternal destiny. Now let us listen to the extraordinary words of Saint Hildegard.
In that moment, I saw a man, and it seemed to me that he moved together with the 4 regions of the earth. And behold, next to his left thigh, a unicorn appeared. While it was licking his knees, it said, "What has been done shall be destroyed, and what has not been done shall be realized. The sins of man will be examined, and the goodness of his righteous deeds will be perfected, and he will enter the next life." I wondered if images of vices, which I had seen before, were being manifested or something else similar. But nothing of this kind was shown to me. Then I heard a voice from heaven saying to me, "Almighty God, whose power extends over all creatures, will show his power at the end of the world, when he transforms the world into something wonderful. In fact, the man you see rotating with the 4 regions of the world represents God, who, at the end of the world, showing his power together with the heavenly virtues, will strike the boundaries of the earth. Thus every soul will be able to prepare for judgment. Then even the man who is blessed, purified in the elements, will be absorbed into the golden circle of the wheel, will burn in the flesh and spirit, and every hidden secret will be made manifest. Thus men will be close to God, and he will give them perfect joy. Men will no longer be afflicted by the pain that arises from the taste of sin, from the desire for possessions, and from the fear of losing what they possess. Nor will they be troubled by any other temporal possession, but will be safe from every evil. These were the things that disappeared first, for they were in the temporal world and in the torments of time. Whoever desires life must heed these words in his desire and hide them in the most secret place of his heart. I saw darkness with various tortures, spread out as if it were a limitless fog. In them, however, I did not see torments of fire or worms or other atrocious sufferings. There were only some souls that were devoid of the mark of baptism, without the weight of other sins, but with the condemnation of Adam. Among them, in the same darkness, some were enveloped in a certain smoke, others were not. These souls did not suffer severe torments, but endured the darkness of infidelity, because during earthly life they had been deprived of baptism and had no other sins to atone for. The smoke was reserved for those who were afflicted by light or heavy sins, but lacked the sign of Christian faith. They were not enveloped by the smoke of that darkness, but were enveloped by the darkness of disbelief. I saw other darkness, close to those of before, very dark, horrible, and infinite. They all burned in their darkness, but there was no trace of flame. And this was Gehenna, which contains every kind of torment, misery, stench, and pain. But I could not see anything inside the darkness, because I saw them from the outside, and not from the inside. In fact, I could not even see Gehenna itself. However, I heard the cries of the souls lamenting, very loud and indistinct, and the cries of the souls weeping, and the sounds of pain. It seemed like hearing the sound of the sea when it floods the land, or that of rivers when they are swollen. In Gehenna, there is every kind of pain, for it is the kingdom of evil spirits who instill every vice in men who are consenting. There are so many things that the soul, burdened by the weight of the body, cannot see and understand because they are beyond human capabilities. But thanks to the living Spirit, I saw and understood all this. And again, I heard the voice of the living light saying to me, "The things you see are true, and they are as you see them, and they are many. In fact, in the darkness you have seen, there is weeping and gnashing of teeth. But in the place where you do not see the punishments of severe torments, the souls of men who lived before the victory of the Son of God are held. Among these are some souls that are not of the sacred font, because they do not have the vision of true faith. Some suffer the punishments of the smoke itself, because they have tasted some secular evils. Others, due to the simple ignorance of faith, endure the darkness. There are other darkness, to which the previous darkness are close, both in perdition, horrendous and burning without flame, for they lack the air of light and the flame of brilliant fire. This is Gehenna. It arose with the fall of the lost angels and welcomed Satan. Within it are all the miseries without consolation and without hope. There are the lost souls and the ancient inventor of sin. How many there are, or how great or what they are, man cannot understand, for they are so many that no one remembers them, and they will be there forever. Those who do not seek the grace of God, and do not want to see God, and do not desire to have true life, will remain among these. And what could the death of man see of those who have fallen into oblivion before God, other than the fact that condemnation involves the punishments of hell? Of all this, the ancient serpent rejoices, for he does not desire or want good, being the author of all evils and sins. Indeed, he was the first to see the brightness of God, and immediately began that evil which should neither have been nor could have been. Every creature has been created, but the evil that originates from the serpent was made without God's intervention. Lucifer was made in every way like a mirror, but he wanted to be light, not the shadow of the same light. Then God wanted to make the sun to illuminate all creatures against the light of the devil, and set the moon to illuminate all darkness against his snares, and made the stars to overshadow all vices. Indeed, God is that fullness in which there is, nor can there be, any void. The devil is an empty vessel. He lost his light because of pride and buried himself in hell, where he will remain without glory and without honor. He is the robber who stripped the first man and expelled him from paradise. And he was the murderer of Abel and killed men with the first evil when he appeared to them as God.
But what does all this mean for us today? Saint Hildegard did not show us these images to simply instill fear, but to give us an opportunity to reflect on our lives and our choices. Hell is real, but it is also avoidable. Every day we are called to choose between good and evil, between light and darkness. And the good news is that God is always ready to give us His grace if only we ask for it. Saint Hildegard's vision is an urgent call to conversion. There is no time to waste. Our life is short, and our decisions have eternal consequences. Like the unicorn licking the man's knee in the vision, we too must purify ourselves, acknowledge our mistakes, and prepare for the encounter with God. We cannot afford to live in spiritual mediocrity or indifference. God calls us to perfection, to holiness, and He offers us all the means to achieve it. Brothers and sisters, if this message has touched your heart, I invite you to take a step of faith today. Reflect on your life, seek God's mercy, and do not be afraid to draw near to Him with sincerity. Saint Hildegard's vision is a gift for all of us, an opportunity to change course and embrace the light. If you liked this video, don't forget to leave a comment below and share your reflections. Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss other videos that delve into the truths of faith and the testimonies of the saints. Together, we can grow in the knowledge and love of God. May the Lord bless you and always guide you towards His light. Thank you for following us, and remember, the road to heaven begins with a small step of faith. Let's take it together.